Hey there, I am TyJaxx, and I love video games. Specifically, I love indie video games. You know, the games that are keeping the gaming industry alive right now, because all AAA games seem to be quite dog shit. I don't want to curse within the first 30 seconds. AAA games are doo-doo. That's what I'm trying to say. So, can we get a whoa hog for indie games in the chat? Alright. As I said, I love indie games, and I want to showcase indie games. So without further ado, let's step into the world of Incident 71. What is Building Incident 71, no one asked? Well, Building Incident 71 is a indie horror game developed by Scary Cube on the Twitter webs. In this game, you play as an employee of Building 71 who has been recording their experiences. What exactly was Building 71, though? Well, it was a building in Brazil, a university specifically, that was closed down due to gas leaks, or what was supposedly gas leaks. However, hearing aids, that was a terrible time to make a noise. Shut up, hearing aids. However, deep within the decrepit halls, well, hearing aids, shut the fuck up! I'm trying to set the scene! Deep within the decrepit halls, there's something else going on. What? Well, that's for us to discover. So come on!
It's time for a indie game review and deep dive, Building Incident 1. Nope. It's time for indie game review and deep dive, Building Incident 1 edition. That was it. Alright, the first thing is we are immediately kind of dropped into this idea that we are simply watching someone who has already been to this place, and they're recording by this title screen right here. It is a VHS recording player, probably found by the police. We are greeted by an ominous sight. You're greeted with a totally long and winded tutorial that I did not pick up on was a tutorial. In all seriousness, though, I actually really did enjoy this because a lot of indie games kind of will just introduce like a black screen and then tell you the controls and you're just in it. But with this one, it really sets a little bit of lore just from the very beginning. With you quick play, you immediately kind of start the recording and you're dropped into gameplay. And I love that. A lot of the games I play that are from itch don't have that. They're just a black screen. And I'm going on about a black screen too much, but I love it. Yep. I thought that this was a genius way to introduce you into the game and just kind of the experience that you're gonna have as a whole. On top of the fact that they have this transition right here. Literal chills. I love that transition so much. It really gives you the feel, or at least it gives me the feel, that it's either like a corrupted VHS tape, or maybe police are cutting off certain sections that they do not want you to see as you are looking and watching. Because, as we figured out through the context, this is recently released footage to the public. You, the public, would not be seeing everything. Now, this is the main part of the game, just exploring the insides of the building. And by itself, that alone isn't all bad. It's nothing new, nothing whatever for a horror game. However, I don't know if it's the fact that the building itself is all run down and broken in a way that doesn't seem natural, or a part of the eerie ambiance that's ever so quiet yet loud at the same time. Or even just the weird jump cuts that make it seem like you're only being shown what something wants you to see. But it really all adds together to create this quite unsettling and intense atmosphere for the horror game. As you walk, it becomes increasingly apparent that it's not just all a rundown abandoned building, because if that were the case, why are there all of these structures, all of these pieces of furniture just piled up in the stairs? Why is it just not strewn around? Don't get me wrong, there is some strewn around, but overall, most of that furniture is on the stairs, as if someone or something wants to keep you from seeing what's above all of this seems to be implying there's something deeper than just a gas wick, because this strewn about chairs on the stairs and tables on the stairs and just rundown atmosphere, along with other things like body bags or just posters strewn on the walls, just really, that wouldn't be there if it was just a gas wick. So the question is, what is it that is there? And, well, you will find out the answer pretty quickly while playing this game. As you walk through these abandoned hallways, you'll come across a series of notes, and one such note reads this.
December 17th, 1997. Marcelo. Unsurprisingly, Daniel irritates us a bit. He understands well his privileges of being related to Claudia and takes advantage of these to pursue the ascension. But I ask you, the simple fact that he is not a chosen one, and this is a fact, is not enough to remove him from the group. We were never on the same page in regards to letting ordinary people join us, and you know I'm against it. I know Claudia would agree with me, at least on this matter, if she were still around. To make matters worse, Daniel seems to be talking to outsiders about our plans. And before you ask me, no, he is not willing to participate in the weak as he is. It was to be expected. Sincerely, Inez.
Now we have the information of some sort of ascension put together by someone named Claudia. Like, it's starting to feel kind of cult-like, if you ask me. And will you look at that? It's just a cult. That's the answer. Now, it is clearly set up as to be a cult, but as I was playing the game just to try and capture some background footage for this video, I experienced way more than I did during my playthrough of the game, which you can watch with the link below. Yeah, that was a great segue, me. Thanks for that. But anyways, I just experienced way more like creeps and spooky things, and it's just all so good. It's all so good, and I love it. As I've said repeatedly, I love it. On top of all this, you begin to uncover that there might actually be a bit of a supernatural element, because throughout all of this, there's a moon hanging over you, and there's talk about an ascension with said moon, and we'll get more into that on part 2, the cultists. Now on to part 2, the cultists. As I hope I have at least somewhat touched on already, there is some substance to these claims of supernatural happenings. Because of that moon up in the sky, well, let me tell you, it's bright, dark red, yet also an abyss of darkness. It is red and an abyss at the same time. Tell me how that makes sense. That doesn't make sense. That's why it's all supernatural. But yeah, A dark red moon is not something that you would be expecting from a normal Tuesday afternoon. So I think that might fall into a little bit of a supernatural, especially with the fact that it moves in towards you as time passes. This moon has been with us since the very beginning. When we were in the car, it was just kind of over the school. When we got into the school, we could just see it out of the corner of our eye. As the game continues, we see more and more papers and posters saying moon ascension is coming and other cultist propaganda like that. The cultists seem to worship this moon. This is about where the game ends. We walk down a hall, we turn the corner, and boom, cultists. And then suddenly, boom, there's just a loud noise, and the camera's on the ground, and spooky, creepy music starts making its way into the mix. And then black screen with the cassette tape effect. And that's how it ends. Is there more lore to be discovered? I'm sure there is. Could it possibly be that some more of Scary Cube's games have these lores hidden throughout? Possibly. We'll have to figure that out together as I play through Scary Cube's games, because this is not going to be the last Scary Cube game I play. Was the gas leak real, or was it just a thing conjured up by the cultist leaders in order to get the building to be abandoned? Until we can get further evidence from more games in Scary Cube's library, these will just remain a mystery. Now, here comes the review part. In terms of ambiance and atmosphere, I give it an 8 out of 10. I really loved this. In terms of creativity, 9 out of 10. I cannot describe just how interesting and creative of an experience it was to just walk through this building the way that Scary Cube managed to set it out. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think this far ahead about a rating system, so I'm just gonna give this game 9 out of 10. Definitely check it out if you want, and definitely go support the developer, because my god, I had a blast. So that concludes the show. If you enjoyed this, as I hope you did, please leave a like. It's a new show series I want to introduce into the mix, and that like allows me to know that more people want to see more, and also it helps boost the algorithms so that more people will see this show series idea. With that, I will leave you to enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your night, whatever time it may end up being. Remember that you are an important human being, and I believe in you, and you can do whatever you have set out to do with your life. I am TyJaxx. This is Spooky Scary Reviews or some name pending, and I will see you next time. Woo! Oh yeah, that's a wrap.